Hi, Virgo. Ooh. Hey, Virgo. Some of you are stuck. Some of you are just taking a break. And others of you may even be really learning something great. Now, you could be someone who's experiencing multiple or all of those things. And the truth is of it, this simple yet powerful card has a lot to say. Especially in terms of how you deal with attention, especially when you get it, when you receive a certain kind of attention for like purely just being yourself and being who you are, you almost feel the most seen. And I think it's really important that the people in your life see you that way this month, especially. Now, Capricorn season can be a couple of different things depending on how you handled last month and how you're handling this time after the new moon. This was really important last month, so hopefully this is what your focus was, and in a way still kind of is. Grieving is a process, and it's important to know that it's never truly finished. I mean, it could be. That's how you feel and that's how you deal. But every time you become someone new, every time you meet someone new, or every time something shifts even a little bit in your life, a different part of you is revealed based off how you handle it, based off of the steps you take afterwards, based off if it even meant anything to you. There's so many factors that go along with it. And the past year, especially since Leo season and your season, has been a huge part of what's been your forward momentum. And you realized at some point that possibly in Libra season, you're getting a little bit of reflection here, that the only way forward is through, to learn how to feel in a way where you can actually process in your mind as well, knowing that sometimes that takes the forefront in your life, and in order for it not to become debilitating, sometimes you have to put yourself first over any relationship in your life, any person who may need you or you feel like they need you, because that can turn into resentment. That can turn into things that then spoil your vision and spoil the beautiful heart and amazing work ethic that you have. And for most of you, it's about moving forward from a really strong change in how you deal with heartbreak, how you deal with change of heart. You may want to watch the Leo video. There may be a couple actual precise moments this month that really allow for you to sit with the power of how when you allow yourself to become changed by these moments, instead of trying to change it, you really feel it, go through it, and essentially it's not you controlling that change, it's the change that's naturally happening, naturally coming out of you. And for some of you, you may have felt withdrawn in your life, and yet sometimes that's a good thing, especially if we have Aquarius season coming up. So I would say that coming into this season, it's probably the best thing for you, especially with the power that you're gaining from this. And I mean that in a way where you're learning something about your own energy specifically that's really important for what the things you have to say, for like the total transformation for sure. but there's going to be probably a couple moments where you have to, it's not about proving that you are eye to eye with someone or on the same page as someone, but you still have to bring that same energy. So what I mean by that is that when a person, because there will be for some of you a very strong prominent figure in your life, whether it's the King or the Queen of Wands, where things are said regardless of how much they hurt. It doesn't mean they're saying them intentionally in a hurtful way, but when we're triggered, we can't decide when we're triggered. So what you're going through now, as I believe for everyone, we're always being prepared for the next step in the next moment, and sometimes we have to go through similar situations but choose differently. And so by the end of this month, coming up to the end of this month, you're going to have to go face to face with either a part of you, this could be very much an internal thing, a part of you that you either decided to face or avoid last month, because I do remember that, or someone else who is equally as maybe stubborn or strong, or has a very strong will, strong opinions. And you're going to have to be able to understand that on one extreme, it's not up to you to change their opinion, change their mind, tell them where they're wrong, tell them or criticize their opinion or their feeling towards something. And it's also not up to you to also take a back seat and let someone walk all over you. So this middle that you may be finding this month is through this process of being seen, letting that help heal the parts that you don't understand, because sometimes even as someone who wants to so badly and it's within your nature to understand, certain moments aren't meant to be understood. Understand? Okay. So I get it. It's just about knowing that in those low moments that you may have, because there's highs and lows. So in those low moments, you have to remember it's not going to last forever this month, because there's a switch where something clicks. You may come into an understanding or a certain version of the understanding that you can have right now with the awareness that you have right now, and that this conversation or something that you may need to share, someone else may need to share, becomes very easy. It becomes more of a conversation and a connection and an understanding of where both of you are at, whether this doesn't feel super romantic. It feels like more of a power dynamic that's been going on for a really long time, and you're finally at the point where you can address it and life is asking you to address it clearly. It could be with a Scorpio, but that's not necessarily true. This could just be Pluto working through you. But in the second part, we'll take a look at the cards, which will be on Patreon, which will be in a link below. All second parts where I show you the cards and read through them will be there moving forward. But essentially what I want you to get from this is that your simple movements, the simple way that you see things, is extremely powerful. And they're not missed. They're going to be seen. For some of you, you might get promotions or are really appreciated in a different kind of way from the people you work with in your life, or wherever your main focus is. It could be, working on your own and with the people that you are collaborating with or in business with, or it could be the people that are literally in your work environment. And even like your close friendships of people who really know you and see you. So there's a lot of that going on. And there are moments where you will have to choose to be a different version of the bigger person that you are now. And Capricorn season is always putting pressure on those parts of ourselves that know better or can do better or be more efficient. And it's, kind of ready. Cleanly said. Okay. Again, the second part will be in a link below. on Patreon. Thank you for being here, and I will see you next month.